Hey everybody out there, welcome to the Narcan Network. I'm Dean, the host of the Narcan Network and also the host of the Unmasking the Narcissist channel. Today I'm going to be presenting to you episode 216 on the network, and the title of episode 216 is Dating After Narcissistic Entanglement. The reason I decided to do this particular video is just I had a discussion with somebody recently who is a narcissistic abuse victim as well. I know a number of people who are victims of narcissistic abuse at this point in my life. Some I've met off of my channels. Some are people that I actually know because they're either new friends that I've met recently in my life or people that I know for some span of time who have had narcissistic abuse events. And they've talked to me openly about things that have gone on with them in their relationships because they know that I'm studying narcissism and because they know that I have my channels out in cyberspace. And some of these people are trying to actively get back into a mode of, being on the dating scene, trying to date, trying to get past their events that they had with their narcissists, and just trying to generally get their lives back on track. They may have been, not engaging with anybody in any dating kind of way for some period of time after their events, and a lot of them are scared, I guess you could say, to become involved with people because they themselves are not sure whether or not, maybe they're not sure about people. Because let's face it, in this modern world we're living in right now, we live in the I, me generation where everybody's taking selfies of themselves, especially women, and everybody is focused on themselves and look at me and this is what I'm doing and this is blah blah blah. And it's, to me, this is a generation we are in right now that is just sending society down the shithole at a faster and faster rate. If you really look at the study of it, this is really what I think is going on. But that's a topic for another video and not necessarily for the Narcissist Network that I'm trying to propagate information on. But this being said, we really are living in the self-absorbed generation, and I find that people who are outgoing and want to help others are becoming less and less and less. You do have people who are like this, but they seem to be of my generation of people or older people than me. I'm in my mid-50s, a little bit past my mid-50s now. And, of course, my particular upbringing, I was taught by my mother and by my grandmother that you should help people who need your help if you can in any particular way. Think of yourself, but think of other people equally along with yourself. If you can help a person out, help them out if you can. Do what you can for your other fellow humans if you're able to do that. It's part of humanity, and part of you being a human being is helping others. And I think of this way, and I know other people who think this way. But there are a great many younger people who don't really think this way. This modern living situation we have with society and with social media and all the other stuff related to this, we have really developed a society of introverts who are interested in themselves and not really so interested in other people, and this is making social settings and social interaction with people very difficult. And I'm sure that there are other psychologists on the internet right now who would agree with me when I'm saying this. And one of the other things it's doing is it's also proliferating narcissism on one of the most extreme levels that we've seen since the actual studies of psychology and narcissism really started many decades ago. It seems like a great many people are just self-focused and have no outside interest in the people around them, outside interest in helping others, unless it gets them somewhere, or unless there's something to be gained by that. And this in itself can make trying to date an almost impossible task, especially if you're younger and you perhaps weren't brought up like this. But we see this commonly with younger people. I'm saying younger people. I'm going to say it's people who might be of the age of 30 range and younger here. But also, it's also prevalent in people who are older than this, and people who are just, like I said, very self-focused on themselves, and they're not really. It's hard to explain here exactly, but you guys probably out there were understanding some of what I'm saying here, because I see this so prevalently in society now. It's hard to miss, and this can cause it to be quite difficult to relate to people and to engage with other people. And again, this is not everybody, because I know people who aren't like this, but we are seeing such a high prevalence of self-focusedness in this world, and self-focusedness in a narcissistic way, where I can see people in social media and everything who I look at and I go, this person is a narcissist. This person is absolutely a narcissist. Yet, you know, how do you convey to a person that you know that they are conducting themselves in a narcissistic or self-focused way that they don't seem to comprehend, yet other people around them are finding it unsavory to deal with them in some particular manners because of their behavior. So when we compare this with, you know, having to attach with somebody in a dating situation, there are red flags everywhere. I personally see red flags everywhere. You know, for myself, I've thought about, you know, if I had to date again or whatever. Luckily, I'm not at this particular stage in my life right now. I'm in a learning about myself phase and learning about the things we study on this channel, and I have been for some time now. That's not to say that I can't develop a romantic interest in somebody. I probably can, or have seen people around me that might interest me in that particular way. But I see so many red flags out of people around, just not in my case necessarily, but in other people around me when they're dealing with people who they may be romantically interested in, and I can't at times even necessarily help these people who are my friends to avoid these people, because there's been one or two instances where people I know, either close friends or people I know off social media, where I have seen people around them exuding what is clearly narcissistic indicators and narcissistic flags that you might want to watch, and I can't tell these people that this is what's going on, even though I see this going on with them and with that person that they're interested in. And some of these people have become attached in relationships with these other people who I have seen and known very well that they are indicating narcissistic red flags, yet I cannot tell that person. Well, I guess I could tell this person, but sometimes these people have to learn these things by themselves, and at least one of these people is a person who's already been through a narcissistic incident with another male that they were involved with a few years back. And I saw the current person who seemed to be interested in them basically love bombing them in a way that is a gigantic red flag, and I couldn't say anything to this individual. It's not my place. I don't know them well enough. It's not my place to act as a safety net for them, although that's what I should probably do. They may not listen to me anyway. They may be enthused with this new person that they're involved with, so again, what can I really do? But dating after narcissistic entanglement is a tough thing. You're going to see especially if you've studied narcissism. If you're watching my channel, if you're studying other experts' channels, you're going to see shitloads of red flags out of people who you might think might be a candidate for you to become involved with. And I always tell people, if you're engaging with somebody who you have a romantic interest in, and that person presents more than 2 major red flags right in the first initial time that you're dealing with them, turn around and walk the other way. This might be an extreme bit of advice for me to be giving to people, because people might be like, oh, well, you know, maybe this person has a few little quirky things wrong with them and I'm walking away from a really good person. I'm not saying small things. I'm saying the big things here, like they engage with you, they're talking to you, they're sending you text messages, they're interacting with you, seems to be going really good. Boom! You don't hear from that person for a week, and it's not because of something, not because they've told you, oh, I'm going away for a week, I'm going on vacation, you won't hear from me, blah, 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 whatever it is. I'm talking about no reason. They're talking to you, there seems to be romantic interest going on there, there seems to be interaction going on there, there seems to be direction going on there. Boom, there's no interaction between you two, there's no communication. This is a major red flag, and especially if this happens multiple times, and you send that person a text and you get no response from them for a day, a couple of days, whatever, and then boom, they come back and it all resumes all over again, and this is cyclic. This is a big red flag. If you see something like this going on, take note of it and watch out for any other behaviors. If you're wondering what other behaviors to watch out for, I have tons of videos on my network about what to watch out for with this. Just go look them up on my channel and you can find out. So major red flag behaviors like this, if you see something like this, take note of it. See how often it occurs, see if it occurs in a cyclic manner, see if things feel weird. If your gut is telling you that something weird is going on, you know what, go with your gut. Your gut never lies. I had my gut telling me things were going on with my narcissist too, and my gut was right with them. So I should have went with that initially when I had that, and I didn't. I actually waited around to see what was happening, although I was studying some of my narcissists as well when I was involved with them too, so that's a whole other topic for another video. But take note of those things, and if it feels like something is wrong, the odds are something is wrong. If it feels like this isn't something you want to go through, or something feels weird and you're seeing red flags, go with those red flags and get away from that person, because you'll probably save yourself a lot of trouble and a lot of heartache if you don't get involved with a person who can be a narcissist. And you know, this is going to be a very difficult thing to deal with if you get stuck in that type of situation. And I wouldn't want that for anybody that I know off the network. I wouldn't want it for my friends. I wouldn't want it for anybody that I know to become entangled with a narcissist. And I know people who have become entangled with a narcissist, and I know how difficult it is. I have friends in social media, I have friends close to me who become embroiled with a narcissist, or maybe actively embroiled with a narcissist, and it's just not a good thing. So this was basically what I wanted to talk to you guys about here. In Dating After Narcissistic Entanglement in episode 216. I may do a part 2 to episode 216 here, because I didn't really talk completely about all the stuff I wanted to in this episode. So we're going to put a part 2 on this, and that'll be coming up soon. But for now, I'm just going to say, please stay tuned. I got lots of content coming up on the Narkin Network, and some stuff on the Unmasking the Narcissist channel. Again, hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you really soon with some other videos.